welcome back to another video. Thank you for checking in. This is video 2 of the series that I still haven't got a good name for. So you got a good name for what I'm doing here? Don't really know. Put it down in the comments. Be the only one to comment. I'd love that. All right, so today's video, we've just got training and nutrition updates, another edition of book club, really good book this week, Ego is the Enemy, and a really important fitness tip that was something that I wasted so much of my training time on. So listen for the tip, watch it, and don't waste any of your training. Welcome back to training updates. Lots of exciting things to cover today. Just had a big last week of finishing up my last program and halfway through my first week of my new program. So lots of cool things to discuss. So last week ended with my 210 kilo deadlift for my 21st, and I got it. Super keen I got that lift done. Got it on the day I wanted to. Very excited. Now, moving on to the next thing. So, next block of training, what are the focuses? Upper body hypertrophy, stronger squat, stronger bench press. So, what am I going to need to do these things? What are my needs that I need in my program to get me those things required? Well, I'm going to need at least 3 days a week frequency for my arms and shoulders. I'm going to need plenty of squat variations that keep me upright, as that's my biggest weakness in my squat. Strengthening my upper back too, and strengthening my quads, and my ability to drive out of the bottom. Also, what I need is a lot more tricep to help my bench press. My biggest limiting factor in my bench press is my arms. Arm size is definitely going to have to come up. The program I've decided on to get me the results that I want is a 4-day-a-week upper-lower program with some conjugate ideas involved. So I've got a heavier day and a lighter day. On the heavy days, I've got a variation of movements that I'll do over a 4-week block where I'll max out on those movements with like a 1 to 3 rep max, and then back down work on that lift. And then exercises following that max effort lift that will be consistent week to week, with then that max effort lift changing every week. That max effort lift will be designed around my weaknesses. So on my upper body days, that'll be close grip bench variations. Close grip bench, incline bench, dips, overhead press, all things to strengthen up my triceps and shoulders to improve my bench. On my lower body days, squat variations where I'm upright, or squat variation, or a deadlift. So high bar squats, front squats, and then just because I want to make sure I keep my deadlift there, I'll do a conventional and a sumo every 3 to 6 weeks. Then what I'll be doing to make sure I'm getting enough frequency for my upper body is on my first lower body day, I'll be finishing with a bit of upper body volume to make sure I'm getting enough upper body work to keep things growing and getting where they need to be. And yeah, first week of this program going super well. Done my 2 heavy days for both upper and lower already. So front squats was my first max effort movement. I got 100 for 3, felt really good. And then close grip bench press, 95 kgs for 3, also felt really good for upper body. So keen to see how I can progress like those movements next time I come back to them after I've worked on my weaknesses through my accessory work, my bodybuilding work, and the other lifts that complement those lifts. So that's where my training's at. And now for my nutrition. Last week, calories super high, just to make sure I've got all the energy I need to hit my deadlift. It's my birthday. Calories are high, weight stayed the same, about 89 kilos. This week, we're switching calories to around 3,000, 3,100 a day, just to put me in a slight deficit, get a little bit of weight loss, and then we'll decide in a couple of weeks if I want to keep going with the cut, maintain, or get back on a bulk. So not entirely sure yet. Happy with the 3,000 at the moment. It's enough to perform well in the gym, get a bit of weight loss, just get you feeling a bit lighter, which is fantastic. So that's my training and nutrition. Let's get into the book of the week. Welcome back to another edition of Book Club. So this week's book that we're going into is Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. So Ryan Holiday, one of my favorite authors. I've already read 2 of his books before. He's a really good stoic philosopher, writer that just breaks things down in a way to understand, really digestible, small chapters that are designed to just get across a point. And with his book, Ego is the Enemy, there is so much stuff that I could go into that I barely know where to start because it's such a good book that covers so much. when I just like looking at my notes beforehand of what I wrote down when I was reading the book, I didn't know where to start because there's so much stuff that covers. But what it really goes over is just how you can get so easily caught up just going after gratification and not focusing on continual betterment. It's really a good key for me. Ego is the thing that just prevents you from getting better. It says, this is good enough, and if you're getting the reward, that's all you need. Whereas he breaks it down as what you should be focusing on is focus on what matters to you and focus on the work. And that's where you'll get the reward. Focus on the work is where you'll continue to get better and not just stop where you reach good enough, but you can keep getting better and better and greater. One of the quotes that I really enjoyed from this one was a quote he mentioned from Henry Ford, where you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. So he really just wants you to focus on getting the work done and doing things, and not just talking a big game or building yourself up in your head. You always want to focus on just being a student forever. There's always room to improve, and that's really what he gets across in this book. Just no room, don't use excuses, just continue to work better. Take the hits on the chin, just keep going, and don't get in your own way. Ego is the thing that's going to stop you from moving forwards. Where another quote that he uses in here by Bill Walsh, almost always the road to victory goes through a place called failure, where it's just taking the failures in your arms as you go. Just as he goes over in one of his other books, The Obstacles Away, is just take your failures, work through them. There's nothing bad about messing up. Mistakes happen. Just learn from these things and continue to just better yourself and focus on the process, focus on the work. This is a book that I definitely will reread multiple times. As it says on in one of the reviews in the cover, this is a book that you can almost reread every year, because like he states in the back end of the book, ego is like dust. You can sweep it away, but it's going to come back and you got to sweep it away again. So definitely a great book, would highly recommend. Will be reading it again myself. This week's fitness tip is super important. I wasted way too much of my time in the gym not focusing on the right things, and I don't want you to do that too. What builds muscle? Progressive overload, the pump, muscle damage, mechanical tension, metabolic stress, muscular damage. These are the only things that build muscle. Only one of those you can really track and program and focus on, and that's progressive overload, mechanical tension, getting stronger. Get stronger in the 5 to 20 rep range on all your big lifts that work your main muscle groups, and you will build a significant amount of muscle. This is how you build the most amount of muscle in the gym. Get good at your bench presses, your squats, your overhead presses, your deadlifts, your rows, your pull-ups. Get good at these big movements and their variations, and you will get bigger. Focusing on just getting a pump, just getting really sore in the gym is such a waste of time. If you're not getting stronger, you're not getting bigger. A bigger muscle is a stronger muscle is a bigger muscle. They work back and forth. Strength training and hypertrophy training go hand in hand. I wasted too much time not focusing on getting my big lifts stronger, and every time I focus on getting stronger at a bigger lift, I build way more muscle and I get such good results. I can't believe I haven't started focusing on this sooner in my training. When I started doing it, results just kept coming. Focus on the big lifts. Don't waste your time in the gym. Get your form good, get good range of motion, and focus on strength. That's where your results will come from. You have such good strength potential. Don't waste your time in the gym. Get strong, have fun training. Thank you for watching today's video, guys. Thank you for watching to the end. Next week's fitness tip, we're going to talk about what methods you can apply in the gym to get stronger, like we were just talking about in the fitness tip. So stay tuned next week if you want to know what I recommend for getting stronger and progressions in the gym.